are all listed, saying that I'm taking them currently and that I'm not getting them from the VA. Well, the VA in Denver is the one who put all that in the system. And I'm telling you right now, as I live and breathe, for the last 9 years, you will be hard-pressed, and it would be impossible for you to find a doctor that prescribed me any of those medications that they're accusing me of taking. So I've been getting treated like a drug addict. The VA doctors have been selectively preventing me from getting my disability because they believe that I am a delusional, mentally ill drug addict, and the VA apparently doesn't think it had anything to do with it. You know, the first thing they do, like when they hear something that they think somebody's going to kill themselves, so they send you to the suicide network. They do that with everything. That is their solution for everything. So I'm not saying that you're working with them. I'm not a delusional person, right? I'm saying that you are being used to do something that they know is wrong.
Gotcha.
Okay? To cover it up. You're being used.
I understand what you're saying. I can see how that is something that could be accurate. Yeah.
Our political atmosphere is filled with politicians who on a regular basis use something called rhetoric, which is something you learn in college that is designed to manipulate your audience, to pull them on your side, right? It's actually to make them sympathetic to you while you're psychologically manipulating them because they don't understand psychology themselves. So the politicians are bifurcated. We have news media that are bifurcated, and they're all sending this same message. So when I went to Louisiana to live with my family, they happen to be on the right side of politics. I'm a middle of the road person. I lean a little more to the left than the right, but I believe in democracy. I serve my country to protect and defend such things as that. So I can serve my country and protect the things that we hold dear, but then I can't have them, right? I can serve and protect a lifestyle of the pursuit of happiness and live the American dream, but I can't have it? I don't understand that logic at all. So when I'm in Louisiana, Fox News, now they've created Newsmax, and don't be confused, Newsmax is Fox News. I would hear these people on Fox News ranting and raving about something, making up stuff about these politicians these Democrats are killing people, and they're making up all this stuff. You had Donald Trump running around saying he had a copy of President Obama's birth certificate, and he's not an American citizen. And if you pay attention to Donald Trump, you will hear him say a lot of things that he provides no evidence to prove. The guy's insane, right? Most of his life, he loved the Clintons. He loved Hillary. You have recordings of him saying this. He says Hillary Clinton, at a minimum, is going to go down as a great senator, right? That's what he said. And then when he wanted to get elected, she was the devil. And she's killing everybody, right? So that's what he's projecting out there. And because the Republicans have manipulated the people of that mindset to believe that that's what's going on over probably since before I was born. And let's be fair, I mean, humans have always been like that, to be fair. we have a very bad history as humans, and we don't seem to be learning any lessons from that. We're crazy people. Humans are insane. We're actually falling off the cliff, and we still think we're 1,000 miles away from it. We're crazy in this country. And the Republicans, I would hear these people ranting and raving on the news, right? Then I would see, like we had friends of the family in my family and other Republican people in the area, because Louisiana is hugely Republican. And they would make something up that wasn't factual in the news because journalism is dead. And then I would hear them, when they come together, having conversations about said things, and they're talking about them in the way that they understand them, right? Because that's how psychology works. You and I can have a complete conversation, agree, walk away, and believe two separately different things that were agreed upon. So while they're talking to each other, explaining these things that they heard on the news from the same exact news source, they are talking to each other, and they con themselves into believing that it's true because they both explained it in a way that makes it sound like the other person figured it out too. And a lot of times people don't know things until it becomes their idea. So I can tell you something that you don't understand, and you may even deny it, that it's true. Then in your subconscious, because I planted that seed, and the more alpha a person is, the more they are required to come up with their own ideas, then they forget that they weren't the ones who came up with it. If there are recordings of the political right news networks blaming the Democrats and saying, "Oh, this COVID is being out of proportion. The flu kills more people every year, and all this and that." And then 7 days later, every last one of them is talking about how deadly it is. All right. So this is how I understand what's happening, because I'm fairly certain that I understand psychology very well, and they are tricking people into believing things. They're tricking them, right? So the best way for anybody to con anybody is to, especially if they have their attention, is to give them information that conflicts with what the other party is saying, that they don't want you to go over the fence and become one of them, right? So they immediately start attacking and attacking and attacking that rhetoric of actual facts. Then they wait a little while when it becomes their idea. Then they sell the thing they just told you that other people were lying about to you, and then you become their savior. All through history, like David Koresh and people like that, like people get people to drink Kool-Aid, right, and kill themselves all the time, right?
Gotcha.
Okay,
Yeah.
humans.
And
Go
Mr.
ahead.
Jason, I just wanted to, just provide you with some options. I don't know if you've ever spoken to your the Veterans Justice Coordinator, VJO. I don't know if you've ever been connected with them.
Never. I didn't even.
Information.
Yeah, I didn't even know that existed.
Okay, yeah, because there's coordinators that is attached to each VA, and they have one that deals with like medical complaints and issues. I do have an email address for that individual that I can provide you with.
Now, I'll take that. I'll take that.
Okay. Her name is Rebecca Sanders. So it's Rebecca, REBECCA Sanders, SANDERS.
Okay.
The number 2.
Oh, 1 second. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize it was the email. I thought you were just giving me her name. So it's REBECCA. Is there a dot? Is there a dot?
Sanders.
Dot Sanders. SANDERS. SANDERS,
the number 2,
number 2,
and then at va.gov.
va.gov. So I just want to, I appreciate this, okay? I'm going to say first off that I appreciate you taking the time to do that. But I want to help you understand something. I'm going to be messaging somebody in the VA system to solve a problem that the VA did. And for 9 years, it has consistently been that they call the doctors who were involved in it, and because the doctors are psychologically manipulative, they tell them stuff that makes them to believe that what they did was okay. Because I'm going to tell you a little secret here. The doctors over the years have just been pencil whipping prescriptions and not making sure that I actually needed to take them. So every time I went to a new doctor and I told them that the medication was wrong, they continued writing those scripts. They continued making me take them. And so my only avenue for 9 years has been to contact the VA to get the VA to investigate themselves. And they never find themselves guilty. Ever. Ever.
Are you working with a therapist or anything like that?
Therapy's not going to fit.
I know.
No, the therapy. So I tried to play along with that ridiculousness in hopes that they would hear something. You know, I'm a fool. I expected psychologists to understand psychology in a reasonable way.
Right.
But they're not interested in reporting abuse or anything of this nature. Actually, I had a therapist at the VA. His name is Dr. Foskett, I believe. And I went in there with all the supporting documentation to get him to help me with it. And he wouldn't take it, which has been the case for years. And he actually told me, and I wish I had a recorder on me, he told me, I still can't believe he told me this. He said, you can walk into my office holding a gun, dripping of blood, and tell me that you just killed somebody, and I could not call the police, because that would violate doctor-patient confidentiality. Now,
well, that's inaccurate.
That's a lie.
Yeah, that's inaccurate.
That's a straight-out lie.
Yeah.
Because they talk to me like I'm a moron, right?
Even though you're a psychiatrist or a psychologist or even a therapist, there is confidentiality. Mm-hmm. But if there's anything that's been stated about harming someone else,
crime, criminal activity, anything,
themselves, they have to report it by law.
I agree.
That is a law in all states.
No, I agree with you. That is the way. And then I asked him to report the abuse. He says, well, he said, Jason, I'm sorry, but we're only allowed to report abuse for children and senior citizens. Anybody in between, we can't help them. So they keep talking to me like I'm a complete idiot. They're still in denial that I'm an engineer. They're still in denial that I just happen to be intelligent. I think they're still in denial that I have these recordings. I waited long enough and held them long enough and told them about them to make sure that they were going to keep doing what they were doing. And then when I had enough, I just started posting them. I'm still confused at how the VA OIG can decide without doing any preliminary investigations that something's not merited to be investigated. I mean, they're on my list next to call after you because now that I'm awake, I didn't get very much sleep last night because I have a sleeping disorder from the military and it's gotten worse from the VA. But now I filed my complaint last night at the VA OIG. I'm going to call them and I'm going to record them and I am going to tell them that they didn't investigate it before. And I'm going to let them know I'm recording them. And if they don't investigate it again, I'm going to keep using these recordings to make them look like they're all retarded. Because they're stupid people. They are actually stupid people. I don't understand how these people, get degrees and then they all of a sudden think they know absolutely everything on the subject. Doctors talk to me like, I'm engaging in my medical care. I'm doing research on what's going on. I'm doing everything in my power to make sure that I'm going down the right path medically for what I'm experiencing. But they talk to me like I'm an idiot. Dr. Sheplin in Louisiana